Hello and welcome to CityView. I'm your host, Marissa Monroy. Spring festival season is one of Austin's busiest times of year. And while we're out enjoying the music, food, and fun, there's a dedicated team working behind the scenes to keep us safe. Here's a look at how Austin's first responders gear up to protect and serve.
It brings music.
Listen, if you start dating in your 50s, it's like two old wizards.
It brings laughter. It brings a party, and it brings quite the crowd. Spring festival season is one of the highlights of the year, headlined by South by Southwest. Thousands flock to the capital city for a good time. Southwest. And in order to make sure everyone remains safe, a city within a city is created. During large festivals, the Homeland Security Emergency Management Department, or HESM for short, sets up an event operations center as a response headquarters. It's where reps from the Austin Police, Fire, and EMS department gather to monitor and respond to activity accordingly.
Any 911 calls that come through, they're geolocated, and if it can, they can tell that it's coming within that footprint of the festival, it gets routed here to the EVOC, where dispatchers here can coordinate that response with units that are dedicated to respond to the festival.
They monitor every location throughout downtown so they can get ahead of any problems.
It happens fast, and it can feel like it was an hour, but it's actually kind of condensed, because a lot happens in that short amount of time. Where something happens, you determine if a statement needs to be put out, and you're coordinating with the proper departments. So it can look quite intense, but it's short bursts, and then the rest of the time it's the usual monitoring, making sure that there isn't any radio chatter going on or anything happening on social media that you need to kind of be aware of.
The Event Operations Center is where the activity is viewed from above. But there are plenty of boots on the ground ready for action. Meet the special events team from EMS, an entertaining group that takes its job seriously, but will always find time for a laugh.
Our special events team that does this full time are some of the most enthused personnel that I've ever worked with. So whether they're at UT football, you're at ACL, you're on South by working overtime with them, they bring the fun, they bring the professionalism. Their
headquarters are in the heart of downtown, so this group feels the pulse of the event directly.
We set ourselves up for success with our own little mini hospital downtown, our own 911 system downtown, and our own dedicated response units for the citizens that are visiting and the people who we serve every day here. What would normally be a logistical nightmare, but this department has really just made it a very fluid part of our response and our preparation for this festival.
Special Events Commander Ricky Aguilar serves as the point guard, making sure everyone is in position to execute the plan as best as possible.
It's a huge responsibility, and I take a lot of pride into it.
We're special. Yeah, we are.
A lot of these paramedics are really close friends of mine, so I want to make sure they're taken care of, and I know in return they're going to take care of the patients that we have out here and our citizens and our guests.
And of course, a simple ride around can result in a sudden spring into action. Go. Then it's time to put that care on display.
Make them feel comfortable, make them feel that a person is helping them and not just a provider or a blank uniform.
Are you gonna want to go to the hospital, man, and get checked out?
And that's the part they like the most.
We're dedicated to safety, to patient care. We're here and we're ready to take care of patients.
It's why they put in the long and many times tough hours to make sure that everyone can have all the fun, while managing to have plenty for themselves as they look out for us all.
For the past 25 years, Amanda Spears has worn many hats at Austin Energy. But one role especially close to her heart is leading the utility's involvement in Austin's Juneteenth parade. For more than a decade, she's been the driving force behind Austin Energy's presence at the celebration. Planning an event of this scale is no small task, but for Spears, it's a labor of love and a mission to ensure the utility shows up with pride, purpose, and community spirit.
Hi, I'm Amanda Spears, and I'm a utility account specialist, and I've been with the city for 25 years. I've taken over Juneteenth and been doing Juneteenth for the past 15 years, but been over Juneteenth as the coordinator for 10. Well, last year the float was wonderful. It was about the Olympics, since the Olympics was last year. It was about passing the baton from our veterans to the newer ones coming in. It was Texas weather. Of course, it was hot. But other than that, it was a beautiful float that we won first place for 10 years in a row. But we want to also continue to show the community that we are united. It's not just a us thing, it's a everybody's thing. Being customer driven and community focused is great for Austin Energy. We want to always show our face to the community. We want the community to know that we are giving back. We don't want them to think that we've forgotten about them. So we always want to make sure that we give back to them. When I first started with Austin Energy, I was 19 years old. And people saw in me what I didn't see in myself, and that was leadership. We need to load these trucks. I need to have everything loaded at least by 7:30. People used to always tell me, you are a leader, you can be in leadership. And I'd be like, nah, I don't think so, I don't want to do it. But when I got this opportunity to do Juneteenth to lead others, it came as a surprise that it was a natural for me. This position has made me fulfill leadership in other areas of my life. So the opportunity is wonderful. I really am blessed and appreciate this opportunity that I have at Austin Energy.
The Juneteenth celebration takes place in historic East Austin and Rosewood Neighborhood Park. Get ready to dig in. We're taking you on a delicious tour through Austin's vibrant food scene, one city council district at a time. It's all part of our brand new series, District Dining, where we spotlight local restaurants partnered with the city of Austin. In today's edition, we introduce you to a trio of sisters who bring a taste of New England to the heart of Texas.
Are you dining in or taking to go?
Dining in.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat and I'll grab you some water.
I am Samantha Garbo. I am the owner of Garbo's on Lamar, and this is my sister.
Heidi Garbo. I own Garbo's Lobster with my sisters.
I'm Hannah Garbo, and I am our social media manager. I also run all of our events across the board, including our food trucks. We are at our North Lamar location in District 9.
Heidi was the founder. She moved here first.
Yeah,
So
I started a food truck here in 2012. And then just a year ago, this location became available, and I thought it was the perfect location, almost like a stationary food truck, if you will. So it's located downtown. We have the to-go window. So yeah, it's the perfect little sister outpost.
Main? Okay, and then you get a side with that. Chips, jalapeno coleslaw, or salad.
So we lived in Key West for a long time, and Heidi actually opened up her first food truck in Key West. It's still there. It's called Garbo's Grill. It became #1 restaurant in Key West, but she moved to Austin, and so she didn't know what to do.
You say the story so well.
So she wanted a food truck, and my dad was like, I'll build you a food truck, no problem.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, well, what are we gonna put in it? We can't do tacos. Everybody does tacos in Texas. He was like, let me just send you a pound of lobster or a box of lobster, see how it goes. You know, no one's gonna buy lobster in 100-degree weather.
Is what we thought.
Yeah, and then everybody showed up. They would shake the truck.
Yeah, we started with one truck, and then one truck was busy enough that we then got another truck, and yeah, the rest is history.
So our family's been in the lobster industry for over 50 years. Our dad him and his brother started lobstering when they were in school, and they started skipping class and bringing their teachers lobster to get attendance.
To graduate.
Yeah, to graduate. And at this point, they're like, man, let's just go all in and kind of just go for it. And so they did, and they ended up creating this huge empire in New England.
My dad would bring home live lobster, we'd steam it, pick the meat, toss it with the mayo, the celery, the seasoning, which is how we used to eat lobster roll.
I was the only kid that would bring lobster sandwiches to school in my metal tin lunchbox.
Yeah.
And it was on Wonder Bread, lobster meat mixed with mayo, and that was it. My mom was like, we gotta use it, we gotta get rid of it, so.
And there you go.
Thank you.
Sure. Can I get you anything else?
So for our menu, we have our signature caviar, which we actually fly in. So it's a sturgeon from Italy. It gets flown to Boston at Island Creek Oyster Company. We also get like our calamari from Rhode Island from a family friend.
Our bread is from a company outside of Houston called Slow Dough. We've worked with them forever. Our mainstay menu item is our lobster rolls. The main is cold with the mayo celery seasoning, more like a lobster salad.
Which Hannah loves to eat on Wonder Bread.
It's much better now, it's much better now.
And then the Connecticut is warm, poached in butter. Pretty simple, our house seasoning. We try to incorporate different things into lobster because it's such a great protein. What a great catalyst for other things. We all love Miss Teresa, who is the chef here at Garbo's on Lamar.
She's amazing. I tell her if she quits, I quit.
Yeah.
So she can't quit. And we get so busy, and I swear she doesn't even sweat. I'm like, do you want me to come by and just wipe your forehead? So I couldn't do it without her, and I appreciate her so much.
This is Teresa's restaurant,
This
too.
is Teresa's restaurant. She says no, but I say yes.
The fact that we've all done everything from the food trucks, we've all cooked, we've all served, all of us have done everything
We've
with
all gone
them.
through it together.
Yeah.
We went through
A
COVID.
5-minute
and
cry.
We had
That's
a
what we
fire at one of our restaurants.
We wake up and talk about work. We talk to each other before we go to bed about work. But it's not work, it's just our life.
Yeah. And you just have to keep going, and you just have to work so hard. And Hannah has tattooed on her, no grit,
no pearl.
This city has helped me tremendously. I even get all the fast forward emails, and I forward them every month still to my sisters, and won the fast forward entrepreneur of the year through them. I didn't graduate from high school, and so there's a lot that I wasn't taught, I didn't know. I mean, everything I've taken from QuickBooks, entry to QuickBooks, leadership classes. Like I said, to this day, Hannah's taken marketing classes and Samantha's taken
all kinds of classes.
All kinds of classes.
It's always great to continue with that education.
Absolutely.
There's always room to grow. We make all of our managers, they have to take one class every month.
They just want small businesses to grow. It doesn't matter what it is. Well, I think Garbo's fits into Austin, obviously because we started a food truck. Austin's the mecca of food trucks. It fits in because we're a little bit off. We're not the norm. For the city to really embrace that is amazing. It's because we are so open-minded as a culture here that I think that we were really able to thrive. I think Austin was the best place for us to be. I never, 13 years ago, would have thought that I'd be sitting here with 2 trucks, 3 restaurants.
Both sisters.
Both sisters, yeah.
We haven't killed each other yet.
Yeah.
So.
And the people that we've met along the way and the staff that we have, I wouldn't have changed anything.
You can check out more of our district dining series on our YouTube page at ATXN TV. When you think of the Austin Animal Center, you probably picture pet adoptions and wagging tails. But there's so much more happening behind the scenes. And it's not just about cats and dogs. From curious critters to unexpected wildlife rescues, animal protection officers encounter all kinds of animals every day. Let's take a closer look at the wild side of their work.
At Austin Animal Services, we encompass a lot of things besides just housing animals. If you're looking for a pet that might have got lost, or if you're looking to adopt a pet or foster a pet, this is the place that you need to come. Animal welfare is a business that is very passionate. The folks that are working in animal welfare are very committed to these animals.
My love.
And to see the love and the care that these staff members provide these animals is so rewarding.
Look at those chubby cheeks.
It's like my dream job. It's just really good to be able to help all the animals, and it's a big impact on the community, a positive impact for sure. A lot of people don't realize like all the ins and outs of what we do day after day. We are responsible for intaking all of them. That means giving them their vaccines, microchipping them, platform testing them. It's an emotional job for sure, but it is always worth it in the end.
Okay, come on, Fizz, you can do it. Okay. What we do on behavior team is we manage the behaviors of all the large dogs in the shelter so that we understand the dog to people behavior. And we have a dot color system here so that people can understand how to interact with them. You know, one of the main things that we do is match make. So when potential adopters come in, we can find a dog that is well suited to you. As shelters have been doing playgroup, basically it allows the dogs to de-stress, it allows them to play with other dogs, it allows them to get that physical exercise, and it allows them to work their brain and socialize. He's going to have to process those feelings, yes. And when you put in that love and patience, you get so much back with this shelter dog because you're really saving a life and changing their life.
Typically, we can get from like 20 to 30 customers to walk up to the Pet Research Center per day to be helped, but everyone has like a different need. Not a lot of people know we exist. Not a lot of people know we are here to help. We are here to keep animals out of the shelter, and I love doing that.
I've always loved animals and always wanted to work with animals, and I think I finally found where I really enjoy being. There's definitely a problem with strays that is going to be very hard to contain or get lower. So it's really nice to be able to be in a career where we can go out and help the helpless and the voiceless. It's also really nice to know that there's a community of people in Austin who love animals as much as we do, because without them, we wouldn't know the situations are happening.
I can't imagine not having a cat.
Adoption fees are waived. Definitely come to Austin Animal Center. I have found multiple best friends that I have taken home here myself, so I definitely think anybody can find the same thing for themselves as well.
Now, let's check in with District 8 and City Council member Paige Ellis to find out what's happening.
I think it's really important for us to make sure our dollars can go as far as possible and to make sure we can talk to community members from a place of transparency and honesty and making sure that folks know what they're getting for this. To Councilmember Siegel's point about speed limits.
I've been really proud of the work that we've been able to do over the past couple of years. One of my favorite moments was getting to author the 2020 Safe and Active Mobility Bond, and that included $460 million that the voters approved for things like urban trails, bike lanes, safe routes to school, and a couple of big capital infrastructure projects like the Wishbone Bridge that you're seeing under construction. A couple other programs that I've been really excited about is my work in parks and road safety. We have a lot of issues in District 8 that are about activating our parks. We were able to put $100,000 into Dick Nichols Park a couple of years back to improve the sport courts and to help with some of the maintenance issues that that park had seen over the years. Road safety is also a really big issue in District 8. We have a lot of neighborhood streets that were built very wide, and it's creating issues where people are speeding or participating in other dangerous activities on the road as they're going about their day. So we've done more to improve stop signs, stop lights, speed bumps, crosswalks, other road safety improvements to help make sure that our neighborhoods are safe and that people get where they're going safely. Well, I've been fortunate to be on the dais for a number of years now. I'm in my second term, and we've seen a lot of changes in housing policy. There's been a number of instances where folks have come to us and say, affordability is high of mind for me. There's a lot of people that are trying to make sure that their family budgets stretch as far as possible. And so this council has made a lot of improvements on housing policy to make sure that people have more flexibility with the land that they already own. We're trying to make sure that there are more market rate affordable units over the years. And so what you'll see is that if you stifle a home building for 20 or 30 years, you end up in a pinch where there isn't aging housing that is more affordable to the average person. We're also trying to make sure we have more bonus programs to include affordable housing in exchange for additional floors. The home initiative was really exciting to get to work on. We changed the minimum lot size, and now we're allowing for more units to be built on smaller lots. So I think all of those are really improving the housing market. We're actually seeing rents come down. And I've seen folks in other cities across the United States try to copy and paste what we're doing here as a city council, and that's always really good to hear. We've focused a lot throughout the years on parks improvements and transportation and public works improvements. So we know that those departments are what I consider the backbone of our general fund. There's a lot of dollars that go into public safety, but a lot of people interact with the city in a way that is more like going to the park and taking their kids and their puppies to the park, or the roads that they drive on that the city maintains. And I think it is on us to make sure that we're providing the highest and best level for parks and roads, because that is going to impact people's lives the most. There's a lot of work that goes into transportation and public works. Things like signal timing goes a long way. If something is mistimed, it does infringe on people's days. We want to make sure everyone's getting where they need to be safely, and it's on a city to be able to deliver those services effectively. I think that people connecting with their local leaders is the most impactful way to make change happen in your community. A lot of times the focus is on the federal or state government, especially because we have the legislature just up the street. But the reality is we each have 100,000 constituents, so we can focus more targeted on the people that we are chosen to serve and to do our best to make sure those 100,000 people are getting the maximum number of city resources and the best level of service. And you just know that that happens on a different level at state and federal levels of government. They have more constituents, they have more diverse opinions that they're trying to serve, but we can focus on things like parks and libraries and making sure that we have good response times for public safety. Those are things that City Council works very hard on because we have very targeted focuses in how we can deliver services and what we have control over. But it is great to be in a position to adjust laws if they're not serving the public, trying to make sure that we are reaching the highest goal that we can possibly set for ourselves to make a difference in the lives of the constituents that we serve.
And that does it for this edition of CityView. Stay in the loop with all of the latest happenings around Austin by visiting atxn.tv, subscribing to our YouTube channel at ATXN TV, or heading to austintexas.gov. I'm Marissa Monroy. Take care and stay safe, Austin.